Okay, in the last video we saw how to get the raw XML from the setup request, but how do we actually process it to get some data out? Well, we need a new import, and we want to process XML in Python, and so I'm going to process XML in Python. There are a number of libraries for this, and eTree is one that I've used before. So let's take a quick look at eTree. There are several stages processing XML. First off, we need to use the library, so import eTree. Let's look for an example. Import eTree element tree. I'm going to use that. Okay, so import. Did I copy it? Let's copy that and paste it in. So I'm going to import eTree element tree. And the request data is the raw data that I've picked up. So I'm going to try and parse that. So this example is getting it from a file. Here it is from a string. So the document is going to be that. Okay, so let's try that line. Okay, I don't want it to be called root. I want it to be called doc. Okay, and the string that I've got in is that request data. So change that to request dot, that didn't work. Undo. Change word. Request dot data. So that should process an XML document. And so doc should be an XML document. Now, getting data out of an XML document, there's a language called XML. I'm trying to remember what the language is called. It's gone. It's a method for reading XML trees. And it's probably called find or something like that. So these are all painful ways. Oh, find all, that's the way. Or find. I think find does it. Let's see if we can find documentation on find. Finds the first element matching match. XPath, that's the name of the language. And so the match is an XPath expression. So I can do document.find match, and XPath is the thing we want. And XPath strings. I wonder if I can find some documentation on XPath. XPath. Let's just look at XPath. Okay, you can find some stuff on XPath, XML and XPath. I've done a bit of XML, and so I know a few things off by heart. If I want to find an element in the document, let me just show you how that works. So if I want to find a tag, if I wanted to find the buyer cookie, for example, so the contents of the buyer cookie, I've got to get it exactly right, but buyer cookie, I can say BC, that's the buyer cookie, equals it's doc.find, and then the XPath expression. So if you say it's a string and we say dot slash slash, so that means starting from where you are, which is the top, slash slash means I'm prepared to go at any level. So the buyer cookie is inside punchout request, and punchout request is inside request, and request is inside CXML. So I don't care about all of that. Don't want to give the path explicitly. I want to find any buyer cookie anywhere in this document. The first buyer cookie anywhere in this document. So buyer cookie. Okay, so that finds me that. And let's put in buyer cookie. So can I do this? So buyer cookie is buyer cookie. And let's not call it BC, let's call it buyer cookie. Okay, so that should find me the buyer cookie, and I'm passing it into my cart. Yep. And so when I look at when I do the render shop, this thing here should have the buyer cookie in it. So let's update our template. We add template shop. You are that, your cart contains that. So your cookie is cart dot buyer cookie. And that's not product list, that was prod list as I recall. So save that, and let's see if that works. So here we are, let's go back and click on this. Okay, so it found the element. That's not actually what I wanted. I wanted the text contained in that buyer cookie. How do I get the text out of an element? Let's find what's probably just dot text. Tempted not to look at the documentation. Just try that out. Let's go back to the server. So buyer cookie is that. Let's try dot text. Just see if it works. Documentation is great, but let's try again. Okay, your cookie is that. And can you see it's picked that value out from here, buyer cookie. All right. Now, we can't use exactly the same method to get the extrinsic value because we've got all these nodes that have got the same, they've got the same name. I want the extrinsic value where the name equals user, and I'm going to use slightly more complicated XPath expression for that. So that was the buyer cookie. Let's find user. So user is not buyer cookie, but we've got to find an extrinsic. So that's the name of the node. And we want the extrinsic node where the at name equals, and I think I'm going to have to use a different kind of quote now, equals user. Okay, so that's user. And instead of user being fake, at last we can put in Alice. So that should be user. Okay, so we found the thing we were looking for in the document here, extrinsic, where the name attribute is user. So this is XPath, and it's well worth looking up XPath. Okay, so let me just put in a comment. So find documentation on XPath to see your options. That's my advice to you as students. These are XPath expressions. I believe that this eTree doesn't do full XPath. XPath is quite a powerful language, but if you want to do simple things like we're doing here, that should work. So let's see if we can actually find that we're called Alice now. So go back and do this. Oh, you are Alice. Excellent. So it's found out who we are. Your cookie is that. Your cart contains nothing. This is the raw XML. We can ditch this raw XML pretty soon. Let's just show off and find a first name and a last name. Okay, so we've got first name and last name. So that was buyer cookie, that was user. Yank, paste, paste. I want to find the first name. No, not for first name is extrinsic name is first name. I can't be bothered with last name. You can do this kind of stuff. So that's the first name. I've added it in there. So let's put it in the templates as well. You are, so your first name is cart. And we've got to get the upper and lowercase exactly right. First name. It would have been more impressive if we'd gone for second name, wouldn't it? Because we've got the first name twice. We've got Alice and Alice. Okay, you are Alice. Your first name is, that didn't work. What have we done wrong? Cart.firstname. First name. I know what it was. We didn't put it in the cart. Buy a cookie is that, and first name is first name. But of course, we've got to quote this one here. Try it again. So we pick it out of the XML, we put it into the cart object, and then the template can pick it up. Okay, so you are Alice, your first name, is that your cookie? Is that your cart contains that? Cookies you can use so that someone can revisit the site and not get their shopping basket emptied. Let me show you why this is important. So that was Alice, but if I start another browser, go to COTS again. Okay, and this time I'm going to log in as Bob. Then I can click on this and it should tell me that my name is Bob and I've got a different cookie. Probably, yes, I've got a different cookie, so I can be Alice and Bob, and these sessions can run independently because this thing here, this number here, this cart ID, is different in each case. All right. Okay, so several people can use the site at the same time, and what's happening in Python, this object, this carts object is filling up. It's got two entries in at the moment, one for Alice, one for Bob, and we could start another one as well. So if I go in as Alice again, so Alice can be in as another time, and this is a different shopping cart. Can you see that one is D81A, and this Alice is FAC. Okay, so the same user can have two different shopping carts in the setup, the way it is at the moment. Okay, that's great. We've had some successes there, and so it's definitely time for a commit. I don't know if you noticed last time I forgot to add in, but I should have done a git add templates. So I did that last time. So I can git commit -m. So we're now parsing the XML -a and git push. Everything's great. Okay, this shopping cart's really coming along. We haven't managed to put anything in it yet, but we'll see about doing that in the next video.